Before they'd taken 2 steps, though, Mrs. Shaw's shrill voice sliced through the air. "Caroline! Mrs. Livingston! I need your help!" she gasped, stumbling across the yard to meet them. Her straw bonnet was dangling by its strings. Dust and sweat streaked her best Sunday dress. "What's wrong?" Caroline cried. "My husband's gun crew. The cannonballs they have are too small." Mrs. Shaw's shoulders were still heaving with the effort of running. "Our men need heavy cloth to wrap around them so they'll fit in the cannons." "Caroline, fetch my winter cloak," Grandmother said. "Grandmother, no," Caroline protested. It was the warmest thing she owned. "Fetch it now," Grandmother ordered. "And your own, and your mother's, quickly." Caroline blinked back tears as she ran to the house. Fear made her legs feel wobbly, and her mouth feel as dry as cotton. But she was also angry. Grandmother would suffer terribly next winter without her thick wool cloak. By the time Caroline pounded up the stairs, her anger felt as hot as coals. She skidded to a stop at her bedroom door, staring at her new carpet, as an idea burst into her mind. Maybe my carpet could be used to wrap the cannonballs, she thought. Maybe Grandmother wouldn't have to lose her cloak after all. Caroline turned and ran downstairs. "Mrs. Shaw," she hollered, "come help me. Grandmother, can you fetch the wheelbarrow from the garden?" It took all the strength Caroline and Mrs. Shaw had between them to roll up Caroline's new carpet. They slid the bulky roll down the stairs and wrestled it into the wheelbarrow. The 2 ends flopped over the sides and dragged in the dirt. It hurt Caroline's heart to see her beautiful carpet used so roughly. "This is the right thing to do," she told herself sternly. She squared her shoulders and grasped the wheelbarrow's handles. A gun boomed, and Caroline glanced at Grandmother. "If we go," she thought, "Grandmother will be left to face the attacks alone." Caroline hesitated, torn between wanting to protect her grandmother and wanting to help the gun crew. Grandmother seemed to understand. "Go," she said. "I'll be fine." Mrs. Shaw was struggling with the carpet. "Caroline, let's fold the roll over like this. If I hold it in place, can you push?" Another shot exploded from one of the enemy ships as Caroline lifted the wheelbarrow handles and staggered off. She pushed until her hands and arms ached, and then she and Mrs. Shaw traded places. "Hurry, hurry, hurry," Caroline urged silently, but there was no need to encourage Mrs. Shaw. Caroline could never have imagined her fussy neighbor so grimaced and determined. But then I never could have imagined heading for the gun crew while the British fired at Sackett's Harbor either, she thought. It was hard going. Groups of militiamen elbowed past, farmers and workmen who had promised to grab their musket and report for duty when trouble threatened.